Hey, 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 happy day 677 of What You Up To Now. She, S-H-E, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I know, dumb name. I think next year we'll change it and we'll think of something else to call it. A grandma's psycho journey or something. So, today, I went off on a little bit of a rant on the BP challenge, the blood pressure challenge, or the 90-day challenge that I'm doing right now. I went off a little bit on definitions. So I want to talk about definitions right off the bat. What we say, how we define things, the words we use, the phrases we use, they're important. They're important not so much for other people hearing them, as they are important for us. Because the words we use, the phrases we use, the idioms, the sayings, they impact us and the people around us, whether we believe it or not, whether we know it or not, especially the things we say to ourselves. So we want to define things so that they work for us, right? We get to decide what everything means. Do you know that? Do you know you get to decide what everything means? And as such, we get to decide the direction of our life. We get to create what we want in our life based on the things we think about, the things we focus on, how things make us feel, the experiences we choose to have, the places we go, the people we hang out with, everything. We get to choose and decide everything. Now, I can already hear people clamoring, I don't get to choose anything, da-da-da-da-da-da, bitching and moaning and whining and complaining about something. But if we step back and we look at everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, everything that happens to us happens with our permission. Now, this is such a tough topic because it goes to our deep-seated core beliefs. And so I guess I'm not going to even touch that today. I'm just going to reiterate the importance of how we define things. We get to define what success looks like for us. We get to define what a good, bad, or ugly relationship looks like for us. Probably based on our past experiences, because we've all been involved in relationships. Some were good, some were bad, some were really ugly. Maybe if you're lucky, you haven't ever been involved in an ugly relationship. But if you have, you know what to avoid the next time, right? But we get to define and say and choose what those things look like for us. It's going to be different for each of us. It's the cool thing about being a human being and living our lives. We get to create what we want, decide what things mean, choose what experiences we want to have based on the way we think and feel about things. So definitions are really important. Define success for yourself in a way that makes it possible for you to achieve and feel the feeling of being successful. Define love for you in ways that allow you to actually experience love and feel love and give love. Define challenge for you. Challenge is one of my favorite words, and most people hate the word challenge because it means obstacle or problem or bad thing to them. To me, it means opportunities up the yin-yang to figure things out, to prove that I can do something, not that I can't do something. So I've defined challenge, I've defined problem, obstacle as a good thing, as a stepping stone to getting me where I want to go, to creating the life that I want to live. Hustle, struggle, sacrifice, try, love, hope. We get to define and decide what every one of these words mean to us. And it doesn't matter what anyone else writes in a cute meme and how they define a word. I love some of these memes that go around and you read them and you're like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Especially the ones about hustling and grinding and struggle and sacrifice in order to achieve your goals or objectives. What a crock. Guess what? Sacrifice, people, is 100% optional. If we're making a choice, this is my definition. So if we're making a choice among alternatives or possibilities, if we have the power to choose which one we're going to follow or do or experience, we're not making a sacrifice for all the other opportunities and all the other choices that we didn't select. We're just choosing. So I hate that, business people will use this example. Oh, you have to sacrifice and grind and hustle if you want to be successful. You have to make a gazillion phone calls because it's a numbers game. Really? Is it really? No, it's only a numbers game if you're doing it wrong. It's only a numbers game if you're going after the masses and all the people that couldn't care less about your goods or services that you provide or what you have to offer. It's only a numbers game if you're going after everybody, the wrong people. But if you are choosing the people that you want to help and serve, then it's not a numbers game. It's not hustling. It's not sacrificing. It's giving value to other people because you want to see them solve their problems, overcome their challenges, succeed, and have a great life. You do that, and everything you want can be yours. It's really that simple. So define things in a way that set you up for success, set you up for a happy life, not to be miserable. Watching some relationships unfold, literally unfold, and they're young, people are young, and so I just shake my head because I wish I could just tell them it's okay to be happy. It's okay to just love one another and be happy. And then go from there. Make that the foundation of everything else. Every other decision and choice that you make is to love one another and be happy. It can be that simple. I think that we're brainwashed into believing that we have to struggle, we have to sacrifice, we have to be miserable, we have to do this, that, and the other thing that we should do to be a good person and have a happy life. And guess what? A lot of it is complete and utter BS and nonsense, and we have to not do it. We have to do what is right for us. And since we are all different, we all have different likes, dislikes, preferences, it's going to be a different story for each one of us. And it's up to us to write that story. It's up to us to pick and choose the things that are right for us. Just let everything else go. And letting everything else go, it isn't sacrificing all the things we don't choose. It isn't being prejudiced against the things we don't choose. It isn't discriminating against the things we don't choose. It's just choosing what's right for us and making that okay for everyone else on the planet to do the same thing. If I get to choose whatever I want and define things the way I want and have my opinion, guess what? That means I need to let everybody else have theirs too and not be judging it all the time. All right, I'm getting a little preachy, so let's stop. The whole point is define what things mean for you. Define things to make your life work. Define things to make you happy and loved and feeling the way that you want to feel, not the way you don't want to feel. Guess what? We can all set ourselves up to feel miserable about absolutely anything we want. We can also set ourselves up to feel awesome about absolutely anything we want. All right, today BP Challenge was about the 7 key areas of our life and how much time we spend on those. And actually, it was all about balance and sacrifice and hustling and BS things like that, which is why the tirade about definitions. Happy Every Day was about being someone, not something. Being someone, my recommendation is always just be yourself. If you be yourself, you don't have to remember anything. If you be yourself, the right people are attracted to you. If you be yourself, you're happy. If you be yourself, nobody else can take that. Only you can be the best version of you. What else? Working on a couple of webinars with people and some stories. We're working on storytelling for a couple of other people. So it's the end of the year push, the end of the year, not really the push, but getting the end of the year, finishing up in a positive light, and then moving on to an amazing 2020. Now, I love 2020 because I am legally blind, so it's really fun to think that the whole next year is all about vision and 2020 vision. So that's going to, I don't know, I'll do something fun with that, I think, because, well, there goes my stress ball. I'll do something fun with that because it's right up my alley, Blind Pajama Grandma, 2020 vision. Blind Pajama Grandma has 2020 vision. I'll think of something fun and creative. I want to have more fun this year. Next year is my 2020 is all about fun. Oh, let the cat out of the bag. That is what next year's annual challenge and daily challenge will be all about, fun, because I want to have more fun. I spent last year stretching my comfort zone, doing things that scared me every day. This year is all about doing something every day that makes me happy. Next year is doing something every day that is fun, absolutely fun, because fun is important too. And, I think as we get older, we get more serious and we forget to have fun. I know I spent a lot of decades being serious and nerdy, and it's time to just have some fun with life. That's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow to just give you a little update on what's going on. The end of the year for me tends to be a wind down holiday, celebrate family time. So I don't, maybe this is different. I'll have to go back and listen or look at last year's and see what I was doing last year at this time. Actually, last year at this time, I was doing a women's summit and getting ready and ramped up for that. So that would be untrue that I wind down at the end of every year. I'm trying to wind down at the end of every year. Have an awesome day, and let me know if I can help you in any way. See you tomorrow. Bye.